Have you noticed someone you care about making subtle yet worrying changes in the past year? It's a common belief that death and old age strike without warning, but in reality, the body tends to give subtle signals well in advance, sometimes for months or even a year before life comes to its end. Many individuals overlook these signs since they appear minor initially. Only in hindsight do families come to see that the signs were present all along, but by that time, it's too late to get ready, too late to cherish those final moments. Before we start, I would really appreciate it if you liked this video. You can also help me continue spreading these timeless lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any videos. If you like this video, leave a comment with the number 1. If you don't, comment with the number 0 so I can improve future videos. Now, let's get started. In this video, we'll explore 5 important signs that may show up about a year before an elderly person passes away. Some of these might be things you've observed, but dismissed as simply part of getting older. Some changes may appear small, yet they can indicate the body's slow decline. Noticing these signs early allows you to offer better care, appreciate precious moments, and above all, make sure that your loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stick around until the end, as these 5 signs will guide you in getting ready, both emotionally and practically, for what lies ahead. Once you grasp what's going on, you'll be prepared and won't be surprised. You'll truly cherish the moments you have left with your loved ones. Let's dive in. First and foremost, substantial weight loss. One of the earliest and most revealing signs that someone might be nearing the end of their life is unintentional weight loss. Initially, it may come across as slight, a belt that suddenly feels a bit looser, clothes that seem to hang differently, or an appetite that once was robust, but now starts to wane. While many families may brush it off as a normal part of aging, the reality is that losing weight unexpectedly is often not a positive indicator. This often suggests that the body is struggling to absorb nutrients effectively, leading to a decrease in muscle mass and a slowdown of essential systems. As we age, it's normal to experience some muscle loss, but if it happens at an accelerated pace, it may indicate an underlying issue. The body might be having a tough time digesting food properly, or the individual may find it challenging to process protein efficiently, which can result in muscle loss. The decline in strength not only makes it harder to move around, but it also raises the chances of falling, compromises the immune system, and puts the individual at greater risk for infections. Another reason for weight loss in the final year of life is changes in appetite. For many older adults, the experience of hunger isn't quite what it used to be. Their sense of taste may diminish, making food less appealing, which can lead to skipped meals or significantly smaller portions. This goes beyond mere preference. It's about a physiological change. The body, sensing that it's starting to shut down, stops signaling the brain to look for food as frequently. The outcome is a decrease in energy, diminished strength, and a slow deterioration of overall health. Next, let's consider the impact of underlying medical conditions. Weight loss often occurs in chronic diseases such as cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease, which can start to develop well before more noticeable symptoms show up. Conditions such as depression or cognitive decline can result in decreased appetite, creating a downward spiral where the body lacks the necessary fuel to thrive. Some families tackle the issue by encouraging their loved ones to eat, offering their favorite foods, or adding protein drinks to their meals. However, if the weight keeps decreasing despite these efforts, it's essential to understand that the situation goes beyond just diet. It's the body gearing up for a more significant change. At this point, it might be better to avoid large meals and instead concentrate on comfort foods that are easy to eat. Nutrition and staying hydrated can significantly impact the quality of life. If you observe considerable weight loss in an elderly family member, particularly if they seem to be eating less, feeling more fatigued, or having difficulty staying active, it's important to take notice. It's more than just how we look. It's about the signals our bodies convey. Grasping that message now can equip you to navigate the journey ahead with clarity, compassion, and the capacity to make each moment count. Next up, we have extreme fatigue and weakness. As life approaches its final chapter, one of the most striking changes is a profound and lingering fatigue that remains even after rest. It's more than just a bit of tiredness after a long day. It's a deep exhaustion that turns even the simplest tasks into a struggle. Getting out of bed can feel like a real struggle. Moving around the room takes energy, and tasks that used to be second nature, like cooking, getting dressed, or chatting with someone, now seem overwhelmingly exhausting. This isn't merely a consequence of getting older. It's an indication that the body is preserving its remaining energy. When organ function starts to decline, the body begins to focus on what truly matters. The heart's pumping efficiency declines, circulation becomes weaker, and muscles receive less oxygen than they used to. Many elderly individuals in their final months often feel weak, unsteady, and find it challenging to maintain the same level of activity they once enjoyed. A significant aspect to consider is metabolic slowdown. The body is built to generate and utilize energy, but as it enters its final stage, that energy takes a different path. The body moves away from fueling activity and leans more towards preservation. This explains why a person experiencing decline might begin to sleep more, require longer naps throughout the day, and struggle to stay awake for extended periods. Some people might find themselves feeling a sudden dip in energy, appearing perfectly fine one moment and then completely exhausted the next. Yet, the most heart-wrenching aspect of this journey may be the emotional toll that fatigue takes. Many seniors who once took pride in their independence may start to feel frustrated or even embarrassed about not being able to do what they used to. They might pull back from conversations, steer clear of social interactions, or lose interest in their hobbies. It's not that they don't care, it's just that they lack the energy. This can create a cycle of isolation, causing them to give up entirely, which only speeds up the decline. It can be heartbreaking for families to see a loved one transition from being active and involved to feeling tired and distant. It's tempting to think they're simply being lazy or that they just need to power through it. However, the truth is that pushing for activity won't make a difference. It's essential to recognize their limits, give them the chance to rest when necessary, and ensure that their remaining days are as comfortable as they can be. If you see someone you care about struggling with persistent fatigue that doesn't seem to improve with rest, it could be an indication that their body is undergoing a significant change. Now is the moment to value our talks, foster moments of tranquility, and nurture them without any strings attached. Ultimately, what truly counts isn't the extent of their abilities. They experience a sense of love, understanding, and comfort. If you're still with me in this video and enjoying these insights, drop a comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of the videos. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let's keep going. Thirdly, enhance cognitive confusion or withdrawal. As individuals near the end of their life journey, a noticeable transformation often occurs in their thoughts, communication styles, and interactions with those around them. It's possible to observe that a person who used to be quick-witted and involved begins to forget things more frequently, has difficulty keeping up with conversations, or appears confused in places they know well. They might find themselves repeating things, struggling to remember names, or losing track of time, even if they never had memory problems in the past. These subtle cognitive changes may occur months or even a full year prior to death. This goes beyond typical forgetfulness. The brain, just like any other organ, needs a consistent supply of oxygen and nutrients to work effectively. As circulation weakens and the oxygen supply to the brain diminishes, cognitive function begins to decline. The individual might find themselves feeling confused more often, facing challenges when it comes to making decisions, or having trouble recognizing familiar faces in places they've known for a long time. At times, they might experience fleeting moments of clarity only to be followed by sudden bouts of confusion, as if their thoughts are drifting in and out. Another frequent indicator is emotional withdrawal. As someone approaches the end of life, they may find themselves less engaged in social interactions. They may seem to talk less, participate less, or just sit quietly for extended stretches of time. It's not that they lack concern for their loved ones. Rather, their brain has changed how it processes emotions and engagement. Conversations can become exhausting, and in noisy settings, it can feel like too much. As a result, many seniors may choose to withdraw into their own space. Changes in mood and behavior might also catch your attention. Some people may find themselves feeling more irritable, anxious, or easily frustrated. Some people appear surprisingly calm, distant, or unconcerned about things that used to be important to them. This goes beyond a simple change in personality. The brain often adapts in response to the body's decline. When cognitive function begins to decline, it can become more challenging to express emotions, and individuals may not respond to situations as they once did. This stage can be particularly challenging for family members. Seeing someone you care about drift away from reality or become emotionally distant can feel like you're losing them even before they're truly gone. It's crucial to keep in mind that this is beyond their control. Rather than attempting to pull them back into discussions, the most effective approach is to connect with them in their current space. Use a soft voice, provide comfort, and recognize that even when they may not reply, they can still sense you are there. If someone you care about is showing signs of increased forgetfulness, confusion, or disengagement, it's important not to overlook these changes. These can be early indicators that both the body and mind are getting ready for the final transition. Now is the moment to embrace patience, savor the stillness, and concentrate on nurturing a space that exudes safety, comfort, and tranquility. Even when words disappear, the warmth of love and comfort remains palpable. It's time to keep going. Fourth on the list are frequent infections and slow healing. When the body starts to slow down, a noticeable physical sign is a decline in the immune system's strength. It's interesting to observe how someone who used to be rarely sick now seems to catch every cold, flu, and minor infection that circulates. What were once minor illnesses now seem to linger, and even small cuts or bruises take noticeably longer to heal. These changes are intentional. These are indications that the body can no longer protect or heal itself as effectively as it used. 2. A major worry is the occurrence of repeated infections. As the immune system weakens, conditions like pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, and even oral infections tend to occur more frequently. Many families think these are just one-off illnesses, but when they occur often or linger for a while, it can be a sign that the body is struggling to defend itself. Even antibiotics, which used to work quickly, might now appear less effective. The individual might require more potent medications, extended recovery times, or several treatment cycles for infections that used to be considered minor. This occurs due to the slowing of circulation and the decline in organ function, which means the body doesn't react to treatment as effectively. Another often neglected topic is chronic wounds. If you see that small scratches, sores, or bruises aren't healing well or keep reopening, it might indicate that your circulation is not functioning properly. Poor blood flow results in oxygen and nutrients not reaching the skin and tissues effectively, which can significantly slow down the healing process. Pressure sores can pose a significant risk, particularly for individuals with limited mobility, and if not properly managed, they may result in severe infections. It's particularly troubling that infections in the last year of life can present in unexpected ways. Rather than experiencing a high fever, an elderly individual might just appear more fatigued than normal, show signs of confusion, or have a decreased appetite. For seniors, a sudden drop in mental alertness can often be the first indication of an infection, sometimes showing up before other symptoms make themselves known. Recognizing these changes early can truly impact the level of comfort and support they receive in their final stage of life. It can be incredibly frustrating and heartbreaking for families to see a loved one struggle with repeated infections. It's easy to feel the urge to pursue more intense treatments, believing that another round of antibiotics or another hospital visit might just solve the issue. At some stage, the emphasis frequently transitions from healing to providing comfort. Ensuring they remain hydrated, maintaining clean and moisturized skin, and reducing stress on the body can significantly enhance their well-being, often more than another dose of medication that merely extends the process. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciating these insights, please drop a comment with the number 4 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of our videos. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let's keep going. 5th, significant alterations in breathing or circulation, a significant indicator that the body is getting ready for its final stage, is a clear shift in breathing patterns and circulation. Your loved one might be breathing more slowly or taking shallower breaths than they used to. Sometimes there may be a pause between breaths, or their breathing could become irregular, quickening and then slowing down unexpectedly. Some individuals encounter a soothing, rhythmic breathing pattern known as Cheney-Stokes respiration, characterized by a cycle of deep, quick breaths followed by extended pauses. These changes may begin quietly, but as time goes on, they become more noticeable and occur more often. A frequent indicator is reduced circulation. It's possible that you might observe their hands, feet, or even their nose and ears beginning to feel cold when you touch them. The skin might look pale, bluish, or mottled, particularly around the fingers and toes. The body does this by directing blood flow to essential organs, which leads to decreased circulation in the extremities. It's a clear sign that the heart isn't pumping as powerfully as it used to. Some individuals may find themselves feeling more short of breath, even with just a little movement. Just sitting up, talking, or changing positions can leave them feeling breathless or winded. They might be breathing through their mouth more frequently, or you may see them pause to catch their breath while speaking. If they used to walk across the room with ease, but now find it challenging, it could be a sign that their lung function is declining. Sometimes, when fluid accumulates in the lungs, it can lead to more challenging breathing. You might experience a lingering cough, some gurgling noises, or even a sensation of tightness in your chest. While many might think it's simply congestion from a cold, for elderly individuals approaching the end of life, it frequently indicates that the lungs are becoming weaker. Some people might find lying flat uncomfortable, so they may choose to sleep with pillows for support or in a recliner to help with their breathing. It can be quite alarming for family members to witness these changes. It's completely normal to feel the urge to help, to suggest taking deeper breaths, or to be concerned that something urgent might be going on. However, in many situations, this is just the body's natural method of winding down. While it might not always be possible to undo these changes, there are certainly ways to ease the process and make it more manageable. To help ease discomfort, try keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water. Sometimes medications or oxygen therapy can help ease discomfort, but the emphasis is more on providing comfort rather than attempting to resolve the underlying problem. If you see any of these signs, like changes in breathing, cold hands and feet, or a bluish tint to the skin, it's important to take notice. These often suggest that the body is saving energy and that circulation is becoming slower. Now is the moment to be fully engaged, provide comfort, and foster a serene atmosphere where they can feel secure and relaxed. In these last months or weeks, what you can offer them isn't just medical intervention. It's something far more meaningful. It's about feeling comforted, maintaining dignity, and knowing they have support around them. Wrapping things up. As we wrap up this video, let's take a moment to think about everything we've talked about. Notable weight loss, severe fatigue, decline in cognitive function, recurrent infections, and substantial alterations in breathing and circulation. In the year before an elderly person's passing, you may notice these 5 signs emerging. Not everything will occur simultaneously, and some things might not be immediately clear. However, when you begin to notice them, it indicates that the body is getting ready for its ultimate transition. These changes can be tough for many families to embrace. It's completely understandable to feel the urge to battle against those challenges, to motivate a loved one to eat better, be more active, or persevere through fatigue. Sometimes, the most helpful thing we can do is pay attention to what their body is communicating to us. Rather than attempting to change what cannot be altered, we can dedicate our efforts to ensuring that their remaining time is filled with peace, comfort, and significance. Recognizing these signs isn't about being afraid of death, it's about being ready for it. By recognizing these changes early, you can provide better care, make important decisions in advance, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with love and dignity. This is a moment to treasure, to share our stories, and to remind each other that we are valued and never alone. If you see these signs in someone you care about, take a moment to breathe and keep in mind that you're not alone on this path. Numerous families have traveled this journey in the past, and although it's always challenging, having an idea of what lies ahead can empower you to discover strength, patience, and tranquility. We appreciate you being here with us today. We're eager to hear your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us one thing you learned today and how you intend to apply it in your life. We truly value your thoughts, so feel free to share them with us. Your comments truly inspire and uplift us. If you liked this video and found it useful, we'd love for you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. We appreciate you tuning in, and we can't wait to catch you in the next video.